What will happen to Skate? This is a much more loaded question than some might think. Some might think this game is going to live on for a long time. Some honestly think that this game is going to die off within 6 months. The first thing I wanted to talk about was actually the new acquisition of EA as a whole. Not a lot of people have talked about this in the community, and it's honestly kind of baffling to me because this could have a huge impact on what happens to Skate in the future. For those of you who don't know, EA was bought out for $55 billion in a Saudi Arabian-backed buyout. This is honestly terrifying because no one knows what is happening to anything that EA owns has ongoing right now could be shut down in a fucking instant. We have no idea. It could go for Battlefield, this could go for FIFA, this could go for anything. And yes, that also includes the franchise of Skate. This is a massive problem because we don't know who these people are. We don't know who is all the way at the top. And let's be honest, probably just wanted EA for the sports games like FIFA and whatever the fuck else they have. I don't give a fuck about sports. That kind of leaves the hole in like, fuck man, what happens to these games, right? What happens to this franchise? What happens to that franchise? And that's where it's kind of terrifying because what if Skate just isn't enough and they decided to just shut it down in the next few seasons? The only thing that kind of does give me a little bit of comfort with this topic is, quite honestly, the original CEO of EA since 2013, Andrew Wilson, staying in his position. This means that we might not see any massive changes to any current games, and most of the current games probably won't be affected, but we just have no idea. Again, we don't know the kind of people that are buying this. You can get into it all you want about like, you know, Saudi Arabia games and shit like that and like whatever the fuck else. I don't know. Honestly, a terrifying thing. We've seen many EA employees and workers and developers slamming this fucking buyout and saying that it is a terrible thing. We have US senators saying like this is a massive problem and they have a lot of concern for what happens to EA. The new people might like Skate and they might not want to touch it at all, but we just have no idea. We don't know if the game is making enough money for the new leadership. We don't know anything. Maybe it's not making enough money. Maybe it is. Maybe it has enough players. Maybe it doesn't. We've seen games like Battlefront 2 being canceled in their prime at the most amount of players that have ever been playing it. They shut it down right there. So honestly, it's uncertain what happens. It's such an unknown area and it's such a gray area that we just have to wait and see what happens after season 3 because we are promised 3 seasons, and after that we'll have to wait and see. Another topic I wanted to touch on is the player count. A lot of people have been pointing at the player count on Steam charts and have been like, holy fuck, what is going on right now? Why is that dropping? This happens in every fucking game. People get bored, people move on. There's so many other games that there are in the world that many people will want to play. Maybe a game that they already pre-ordered and spent so much money on they need to play instead of Skate, which is a free-to-play game. So since it is free to play, this game will always have constant and oncoming players no matter what. 1,000 new players a month, that's still a fuck ton of people and an opportunity for microtransactions to be bought. And it was crazy because when Skate came out, they were in like what, the top 50 games? They were at like 30 something I think of all time at that current moment, with 134,000 players being active at once is fucking insane for a Skate game to have that much pull in the modern day market. But yeah, even looking at it right now, people were being like, holy shit, this is terrible, when this game reached 50k players, and right now it's at 32,000. This shit happens to every single game, and this is not like a reason to pull the alarm button already. I'd say if it drops below like 20,000 within the first month, yeah, that's a big fucking issue. Before that happens, I don't think there's anything to really worry about. Until we hear that we should be worried, I don't think we should be worried. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, most likely we'll be seeing this in games like Battlefield 6, and we've seen this in like Black Ops 6 as well. Like, this just happens to online live service games. People do the content that's in there right now. They'll come back later in season 1, season 2, season 3, things like that. When new content is being added, new events and shit like that is always going to bring back new players, and it's always, and again, it's free. So there's going to be people constantly pouring into this game no matter what. I'm sure at least like 1,000 of these 32,000 players that are playing right now are probably new and haven't played this game yet. And also what I wanted to touch on a little bit was the content, and 2 weeks is honestly not a long time to be in a content drought. Someone like me who has played Marvel's Avengers, that was my favorite game for a long time. We sat through almost 11 whole months without a single new mission to play. That is bad. This is not bad. 2 weeks of no content is not bad, and especially for a game like Skate. I think what a lot of people are forgetting is, in order to play Skate, even way back then, in Skate 1, Skate 2, Skate 3, you needed to make your own fun. And I think that's what a lot of people are forgetting. You need to find and create your own enjoyment, fun, and joy from this game. You need to go out, explore the city, find a cool place to hit a line in, and do it again. And the missions are just there to kind of pad out your playtime. That's really what it is. But the main point of this game is to have fun. It's not really to chase rewards, even though that is a thing in this game, because yes, it is live service and they need to make money. That is a main point of this game. You need to go out and be on your own, not really have your hand held like that. You need to go out, have fun, and meet other people, skate around, hit a line, record it, make a cool clip about it, and move on. That's not enough for you. I mean, there's other games out there, you know what I'm saying? Old skate games had things like spot battles and death races, which, yes, that opens up a more competitive spotlight for what you want to do in that game. Because those things like death races, spot battles, skate, they open up new potential for fun to be had. It's a more competitive spotlight rather than just skating around the city, hitting a line, and talking to people, right? Skate 3 had that. This game doesn't, but we do have seasonal events like Halloween and Christmas, and we have new tricks coming, new locations to skate in, new content, new missions. They are adding new ticket missions for the battle pass, so they have been hearing us. They have been hearing complaints about they should not be 55 days to refresh, and they've added some more. Yes, you can knock that out within 20 minutes, but it is still more ticket missions, so there you go. But yes, a lack of content is a problem when you aren't creative. And that's not to say like, oh, it's a skill issue, right? You're not having fun, that's a fucking skill issue. I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say the content, yes, can be fun. The content that they do introduce can be fun. And that is where I got a lot of my enjoyment from it. My original enjoyment came from getting these rewards and doing all the missions that there was to offer. Every single campaign, well, quote unquote story mode game. We don't really have a story mode. But then after I did all that, I found myself still playing the game. I was still skating around trying to find new places, new lines to hit, new locations to skate on, and I'm just still having fun. And I think we just need to, in general, remember that this game is supposed to be fun. That's what skate is all about, to relax and have fun. It's not about really rewards and grinding and waiting for the next content drop. Yeah, that's all the cherry on top. Let's be real. You can do all that and still have fun, but the main meat and potatoes of the game is skating around and doing whatever. So I don't really think content is a big issue, and I think skate will live on. I don't think this game is going to be having its life support pulled anytime soon. If we do before like season 4, I will be absolutely flabbergasted. I think the game will probably remain around this player count, to be honest. Don't quote me on that because I'm gonna get fucking roasted. I like to think that it will probably stay around the 25,000, 20,000 player count every month, which I hope so. I hope it stays like that because that's a pretty healthy player count in my opinion. It might not be enough for EA. Going back to that old topic, I think this game is going to do just fine, to be honest, and I don't think there's really any worries, and there's no reason to pull the panic alarm just yet. Probably make a video similar to this and by the end of season 3 just to kind of see where we're at and see what's going on and assess the situation. I think skate will live. I don't think it's going to die just yet. I think people are trying to fearmonger a little too much. We will see in the next 3-4 seasons, and I'll get back to you. But for now, skate will live on, in my opinion. Sound off in the comments below. What do you think? And it's been Tia for Bro Scale Boys. Later. I just wanna get better. Breaking us both down, trying to keep this together. Kissing on that Cuervo and smoking on that pressure. Wrist stripped, I'm treasure. I'm not feeling the pleasure.